Hello out there. We're on the air. It is another curling late afternoon tonight. This is your host, Ryan Olson, bringing you the latest coverage from the 2024 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. The last shot draw is finished, or draw shot challenge, depending on who you ask, is done. And the team that has the hammer to start is Team Groh of Wine Country and Coyotes Curling Club. Their opponents with the Yellow Rocks is going to be Team Nooris out of Curl, San Diego. This should be a good game for the last draw of pool play. And we'll keep you updated about the pools. Some of the teams are done with pool play, and so we will definitely know for sure after this game which teams will advance and which teams have unfortunately played their last game of the weekend. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to drop us a line in the YouTube chat. Always happy to respond when I know the answer. We often try to find the answers if we don't know the answers. This part of our pledge to you, the viewer. Trying to find the team rosters here. So we have the information. There are three games in play this draw. I think they all will be a factor in which teams move to the playoffs. We're going to do a quick image pull in our broadcasting system. So we have two more draws today, as you will see. And then we have two playoff games tomorrow. Coverage starts at about 8:50 a.m. on the MoPac YouTube channel with our semifinals, and then we have our finals at about 12:20 or so, all time specific, and all games on the MoPac YouTube. So looks like teams are doing their final slides. I'm just breaking things. Things have gone so well. I decided to just break things. There we go. You'll see the information in just a moment as I get that queued up. Looks like we have for Team Norris the lead. Stephanie Trudeau looking at the call from Skip Clyde Norris. And her first shot is away, and our game is in progress. Looks to be a little up weight. They're saying 4 or 5. It looks like that refers to the zone on the ice. Curlers have kind of divided up the playing area into about tenths roughly. The the front of the house, the guard zone, or in front of the house, the guard zone is divided into thirds, one, two, three, and that did end up as a 4 or 5. So weight was judged really well, as we now see for Team Grow. We have Jared Teelsing in the hatch out of Coyotes. Been curling for 2 years almost. So let's while we have this rock and play, let me kind of show you what the scenario is. We have 3 pools. We have 2 pools of 5 teams each, and then 1 pool with 4 teams. And so both Groh and Nooris are playing in Pool B on the lower left of this view. And you can see that Groh is still in the hunt. Team Murray was undefeated in pool play, so they are getting that uh, one of 2 playoff berths from each pool. And then there's currently 2-way tie between Howells and Maxey at 2-2, and Groh could join that field with a win today over Norris. Looking at the other 2 pools, you have Pool A. Uh, Looks like Siggins is through with a 3-1 record, and then you have 2 teams tied at 2-2, and you have Team Pomeroy taking on Team Ewers. And if Pomeroy wins, then it gets into the conversation. He gets into the conversation about which is the second team from Pool A that will advance. And then in Pool C, we have a bit of a log jam. We have a two-way tie between McDonald and Leclerc. And then if Feldman were to win her game today, I do think that gets them into the picture of the playoffs. So lots to play for. We might revisit this graphic as we go along. We'll see how it goes. As it stands right now, um, so I think every game on the ice can make an impact on the playoffs. Again, the top 2 teams from each pool advance. The teams are seeded based on their record and also the draw shot, the distance away from the center of the house, the pin, as it were. And then also, if it's a 2-way tie, if they played head to head, that is a tiebreaker. And then if that is not available, then the draw shot is used. So it looks like Norris put up another guard. Norris is sitting 1 centered right now, as we see the net struck coming from second Jennifer Collins of Coyotes for Team Grow. This looks like it's going to be a hit. Just some rocks moving. One of the yellows goes to the wings, remains in play outside of the house, and one of the reds goes away. And so now Norris is looking to draw around kind of the far side here, not the comic strip. And let's time this stone coming from the second for Team Norris. That's Andrew Ring. Got about 16 seconds, and that is a light. Of course, it turns into a guard. I think they would have liked to have gotten into the house. As it looks like Jennifer Collins is being asked to take out the yellow guard, go through the port there, the 2 stones creating a window that we call a gap in the sport. Needs to curl. I think it's going to clip the red guard. It does clip the red guard. So it is opening up the front, which is a good strategy for a team with a hammer. The hammer is, of course, the team that has the advantage of going last. And looking to draw here. As we're going to see the first stone coming from Misty Daniels for Team Norris. Uh, Daniels started curling in February 2019 and curls out of Curl San Diego in northern San Diego County. That was a 13-1-5, so that's a little on the heavy side, but it does kind of wick off of the yellow that's in the house and spins wide. So it does, I think, create a bit of an opening for Grow to get into the house. Just kind of hits the inside of that yellow and then spin towards the center with the net stone coming from Vice Dan Stephanie with Wine Country Curling. He's been curling for 11 years. And that was an 11.5 time, 11 seconds, 11.5 seconds. That's measuring the time between the blue lines that we call the hog lines. And curlers measure time to determine how quickly a rock might be moving across the ice to judge the speed of the ice that the rocks move across. So that grow stone is now shot, I believe, and so Daniels is being asked to take that out. And supers are called off. You can see the mascot for Curl San Diego on their jerseys. It's, I believe, a goat eating French fries. The goat, for a couple of reasons, including the acronym greatest of all time, and then the French fries because that was a very popular after curling social broom stacking activity. So now, oops, apologies. We have the over the shoulder view. So we get to see the rocks come into play here. Looking to do a very similar shot with Stephanie's first. This is going to be a little wide and actually go through the house out of play. So just an unfortunate miss there. I know Dan was saying that he might be just a little under the weather. I don't know if that's affecting his play or not. And so now we are to skip stones. Nooris is sitting two without the hammer in this first end of the game. So they're looking to, I think, put up a guard. You can see it from this overhead view. It's the room is on the tee line, and for people who are new to the sport, the tee line is kind of like a ruler because each ring is a certain width. The smallest ring is the button that's about a foot wide, 2 feet. That's about a foot wide. The second ring is the 4 foot ring. Then we have the 8 foot and the 12 foot. And so if you put the broom on the tee line, you can use that as a guide. As we see the stone coming now from Clyde Norris, the skip of Team Norris, the titular skip. And let's see if we can get a better view here. So just looking for a guard, and that is what it is, although it looks like it's maybe over curling a smidge, because if you look at it from the head-on view here, you can see that Team Grow can get access to the inside of the yellow. They could possibly double those two out, or at least just reduce one of the Norris counters. As it is right now, though, Stephanie has the broom down for his skip to, I think, just draw down to the left side of the sheet. And this is Megan Grow. She was on our broadcast earlier. I definitely appreciate it. Skipping out of Wine Country Curling Club in Northern California, looking for a draw. Definitely wanted to be shot out of this. It does kind of crash on that yellow and doesn't improve their situation, unfortunately, for them. So Norris is sitting two, and they're looking to put up another guard to kind of, again, clog up that path that Grow would be looking to go down. So again, looking for a draw. I think looking for about 4.5 feet of curl. Clyde Norris curls out of San Diego. His history includes being at a 5 and under Bonspiel at Coyotes curling in 2015. The D event winner as lead. As the years progressed, he's moved up to being skip, as he is skipping this event. And looking for a guard, needs to make sure it gets over that line. It does, the hog line, and it does block that path. So there's a good guard there from Clyde Norris. A good guard. So now Groh is facing two Norris stones and it's looking to draw to the 8 foot. That's the circle that says this is Alone land, and needs to outcount those two Norris stones. So Maiden Groh curls out of one country, but also spends time at Coyotes in Tempe. Was a 2023 MoPac Women's semifinalist, finishing in third place as vice. Also the 2013 MoPac Women's champion at lead. And her shot's away. Let's see where this ends up. This is the last shot here in the first end. This is pretty tight. Let's see where it ends up. It's tight and light, and it's not going to get there. So it is going to be a steal of 2 by Norris to jump ahead to a 2-0 lead as we enter the second end. We'll be back in just a moment when we return to our coverage of the 2024 MoPac men's and women's. It's mixed, mixed playdowns. Coming to you live from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. And this event today is being brought to you by our partners at doubletakeout.com. One second. Brought to you by doubletakeout.com. It is a site for curling stat geeks throughout the season. Ken Pomeroy updates his figures to compile what he calls the world's greatest curling ranking system. You can see how your favorite team from around the world stacks up against the competition in very key areas, including hammer efficiency, in terms of how well they score with the hammer, and more. That's all at doubletakeout.com. We'll be back in just a moment. But before we do, definitely enjoy this view of our 3 sheets in action. Taking a look around the rings from the 2024 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, brought to you by doubletakeout.com. You can see there are the 3 sheets in action this last draw of pool play. As we explained, all these games could be pivotal for determining who advances to the quarterfinals that start at about 8:30 tonight, 8:20 on the MoPac YouTube channel. Sheets 2 is our feature game where Nooris stole 2 points in the first end. They're up 2-0 over Team Groh of One Country and Coyotes. Sheet 3 is a game between Team Feldman of One Country. They're playing with the Yellowstones, taking on Team Altus of Silicon Valley. Feldman needs the win to enter the conversation for the playoffs. No score posted yet. And on sheet 4, we have Team Pomeroy with the Red Rocks and the Hammer from Oval Curling of Utah and Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, with the Red Rocks taking on Team Ewers of OC Curling. And all those scores, when they're updated, will be on bondspieler.com. That's bondspieler.com. Turning now to our feature sheets, as we have the rock being delivered by Stephanie Trudeau, her second. She started curling in March 22, curls with San Diego and Orange County. She's been to a few Bonspiels, including the Oktoberfest Mini Cash Spiel at OC Curling uh, in October 22. And that is, I think they wanted more of a guard that will go into the house, although Groh is choosing to ignore it, which is a very conventional curling strategy to try and generate some offense or offense, as we see Jared Kielsing's second rock come down the way. Um, his experience in 2023 included being a 5 and under champion at Kansas City, finishing as a runner-up at the MoPac 5 and under, and also on champion teams at the Desert Ice Bonspiel and the Hollywood Bonspiel. And there's more. His team, his squad, scored an 8-ender, which is a fairly rare occurrence. Although there are at least two players in this field who have an 8-ender under their belt. Although to have an eight ender under their belt after less than 2 years of experience is certainly enviable. This is Andrew Ring delivering now, who has been curling since 2019. His bond spills include the Takwa spill at the SoCal Curling Center in 2022, playing as lead. Also, in the past year, he was at the Donna Perky Classic as a vice. Also at the Hollywood on location, Bonspiel hosted by Coyotes, playing as lead. And also was here in September as a vice for the MoPac Arena Playdowns. So now we have Jennifer Collins curling out of Coyotes, getting set in the hack, looking to, I think, raise their guard. This is the, oh no, looking to clear the guards or run it back perhaps. This is the sixth rock of the end, and so you can start clearing guards, especially opponent stones. So it clears the yellow, and the red rolls on top of the center stones, and then one of the other reds rolls to the wing. So Jennifer was a semifinalist at the 2024 MoPat Women's Playdowns, finishing in third place with or as playing as second. And this is Andrew's second shot. I think looking to just maybe put up a guard on the shot stone that's on the right side of the sheets from this view. And Nooris has a score of 2. So it looks like Jennifer is being asked to try the takeout again, try to peel the guards away, open things up. Sweepers are called on it. Stephanie's going to try and hold the line. It's pretty close. It's around that center guard. It's got one. It's got the yellow, and the shooter sticks, and the red guard rolls to the side. It's going to hang around, maybe. It looks kind of like it's on the line, but it has to touch the line to be taken out of play. So now Norris is sitting a single point under cover. It's a pretty high cover, though, as you can see from this overhead view. And this is Missy Daniels's first shot of the end. Ah, I was actually reading her bio instead of Andrew's. I apologize. So, Misty's been to the Taco Spiel, the Donna Perky Classic, the Hollywood on location, and the MoPac Arena National Playdowns. It's a it's a fun weekend, but it's a long weekend. And so this looks like it crashed on the center guard, the yellow center guard, and opened things up. And so now I think play is going to shift into the house as Dan Stephanie is being asked to hit and roll towards the center here. Has some good weight. I think they need to maybe jump on it for sweeping. Now Jared's on it. Over curls and just kisses that yellow. The shooter rolls through the house out of play, and the shot stone is pushed to the back eight. It does open things up a bit, and so now Nooris is going to ask Misty to just draw around again. I think a second crack at that shot with a wider or a more open field of play. So Trudeau jumps on it to hold the line. Uh, Maybe Daniels' stones are curling a bit more than the others. It does also look to be a little up weight as you see it. Is it going to sit down? It does hit the brakes and it's going to park in the back 12 for second shot. So just another Norris yellow in the house, but the center of the house is still pretty open for Team Groh to draw to or draw into. As we see Dan in the hack. Dan has been curling for 11 years. The majority of his tenure has been with Wine Country Curling, also participating in various recreational and competitive leagues over the years, as well as various MoPac men's arena and mixed playdown teams. So this looks to be a little up. I think they were going to make a play on that shot stone, and it does hit the shot stone, and then the shooter itself rolls towards the back of the 4 foot. So looks like a pretty good shot there from Dan Stephanie. Kind of a fun fact, Dan's last name is spelled like Gwen Stefani's, but Dan's last name is Stephanie. And there's no doubt about that. Wordplay. What you guys tune in for. So now I think this is a situation where Norris wants to hit that red pretty much dead on to kick it out and have his shot stick around for a shot rock. They set a little wide out of hand. And yes, it's wide and heavy. It's not going to come back. So just a missed chance. And now the door is open for Groh to put another rock in as Megan just slaps the broom down and makes her way down the ice. You can see Stephanie has the broom set up for about 3 feet of curl. And we'll definitely see how that shot is delivered. And so Megan's experience also includes the C event winner at the Coyotes 5 and under as a skip. Also, this one was in 2017. In 2022, Groh was at the spring training bonspiel at Coyotes, finishing as a runner-up as second. And this is just a draw, and that was about 13-7 as it ends up in the top four. So that means tea time or to reach the center of the house should be roughly about that, about 13-6, maybe just a little up. So that's kind of how teams determine the weight to throw. They kind of practice their or they develop a muscle memory, so they can kind of know it's like, okay, the ice is a little fast today, so I'm going to try to be a little slower out of the hat so I can get the right weight. And then also we have sweepers. The sweepers can help the stones go 6 to 10 feet further than they would normally, depending on how powerful the sweepers are and how long they sweep. So there's definitely a lot of variables in play. This is one of the sports that is easy to learn, fun to learn, and very difficult to master. And so now facing two Reds without the hammer, Norris, I believe, is going to just draw on top and maybe tap the red back. Uh, Maybe willing to concede two to avoid giving up multiple points or more than 2 points. That one looks like it went wide again. Might be something with his counterclockwise out turn release. And that is a bit on the heavy side. It's coming back at 12-3. It's too heavy, though. It's going to go through the house. And so, just like that, Groh has a chance to add a third point to her score for this end, as she's currently sitting two and just looking for a draw. And as you change the views here, you can see there's a clock in the background. Both teams have 30 minutes of what's called thinking time to play 8 ends of regulation. As Megan makes her way from the hatch, just looking for a draw to the 8 foot for a third point. So I got about 14-6, which could be a little on the light side, although the sweepers were sweeping it. No problem there. That is a count of three. So after giving up a steal of two in the first, Groh responds, I need to switch the scores. I apologize. I'll do that during the break. I'll do it right now. So Norris has two, Groh has three, and you can see that right now as we are now in the third end after just a moment when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Midst Playdowns live from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. Once again, shifting your attention to the other games in play. Sheet two on the right is our feature sheet as Maiden Groh and her rink uh, took 3 points with a hammer in the second end. They're up 3-2 over Team Nooris out of San Diego. Sheet C, the contest between Team Altus of Silicon Valley and Team Feldman of Wine Country. Feldman stole 2 points in the first to take a 2-0 lead. Looks like they're about to start the third end. And then on sheet four, the contest between Team Pomeroy of Oval Curling of Utah and Dallas Fort Worth taking on Team Ewers of OC Curling. Ewers has the yellow rock, so it looks like they're sitting shot right now, and they have a chance to score two here. Let's shift to that game and see how they're doing. And so it looks like they're kicking the rocks. It looks like Ewers was just able to get a single with their last throw. So it is tied 1-all, and Pomeroy has a hammer in the third end. So again, you can keep track of all the games at doubletakeout.com. Turning back to our feature sheets, where Team Groh of One Country Coyotes has a 3-2 lead. The score is correct now. Sometimes the tricky thing is that everything looks good, but then it's not. So Jared is delivering here. I think looking to go around that corner guard that Norris put up as Groh rushes out to help. It's not going to get around that corner. It's going to be more of a corner guard. Not too bad though. Just as a reminder, the five rock free guard zone rule is in effect, as well as the no tick center line rule. So Norris is asking for Stephanie to, I think, draw around with her next stone as the rock is away. This is not going to get around that guard. It's going to, I think, get up right next to it. So lots of guards. It's the fourth rock at the end, so there's one more rock before the five rock rule can be fully applied. Although you can hit out your own stones, and I think that's kind of what Groh is maybe looking to do now, as we see the first rock from Jennifer coming down the way, looking for I think hitting the yellow onto red to get rid of one of the reds, or it might just tick the yellow. So actually, that rock is going to go to the side. So that was a great tick. So it didn't go out of bounds, and so it's the guard zone rule still applies. So I think Norris is going to try and draw around the red guards. That struck coming from Andrew Ring. This looks like it's finishing okay, but maybe just a little on the light side, as it does not enter the house. It is a guard, a very tight center guard. But the five. This is the sixth rock of the end or the seventh rock of the end, and so now Megan can ask Jennifer to blow it up, as it were, blow up the front of the house. Curling can be such a violent sport at times. Hoping for some curl as Stephanie digs in. Looks like they're going to clip the yellow and push the yellow into the house along the 12-foot ring. So it might give Norris an opportunity here. I think um, they could look to split the reins, but I think they're going to try and draw around the center guard as Andrew's next rock is away. Also, just as a reminder, we've had a lot of fun this weekend. We've also, I say we, the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club has been hosting a vaccination clinic for flu and COVID. They'll be back tomorrow at from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you're in the Bay Area and want to see a lot of great curling teams take their shots, you can also get a shot of your own by coming down to the curling club in West Oakland, Southwest Oakland by the airports. West Oakland is totally a different part of the city. I apologize. It's by the Coliseum. From 11 to 5, if you, it's the vaccines are at no cost, but if you have Medicare or private insurance, you're asked to bring your card for coverage and eligibility. And that's again tomorrow from 11 to 5 at the club. So I think looking to hit the red, maybe tap the red into the house that Megan's standing behind. and does hit the red into the house. It's going to settle in the by the tee line in the outer 8 foot ring there to the side. So now Norris is looking to draw the other side. This is I think, a fairly new path for them, at least for this end. When you push out of the hack, you want to come out relatively straight. I saw some adjustments by Daniels, and this is over curling a bunch. It's going to go into the pile right in front of the sweepers, and just kind of bounce around a little bit. And so now Groh, after Norris kind of fought to get into the house, is now outcounted by Groh, and Groh is going to put another rock, split the rings by herself or by her team's self with Dan Stephanie uh, on the shots. Yeah, they don't get into the importance of having a balanced delivery, but it's really important. You can kind of see some players make some adjustments as they push out of the hack. This is going to be pretty close, but I think it's going to hit the pile. No, it goes through the pile or past the pile. It's going to settle in the back 8 foot. So a good shot there by Dan Stephanie. A little deeper than I think Groh would have liked, but it's definitely something usable. Although I think Norris is going to try to draw on top of that, as that is shot stone. I don't think they want to throw heat at it. This looks like it might be a little wide to start. Let's see where it ends up. Looks like it's going to be around the guard. It's going to hit their own yellow in the 12 foot and then spin just to the top of the 12 foot. So a bit wide. Unfortunately, I would count that as a miss. And looks like Maiden Groh wants to just kind of close the door. They're sitting two right now. A good chance to steal as Maiden makes her way to the hack. So I think looking for a guard, I think we should be looking for about 15 seconds hog to hog as I will time the shot. On TV, they have like an on-screen graphic. It's just me talking about the time right now. So Jared is, I think, sweeping to hold the line. I think that's about 15-7, so I think it's pretty close to what they wanted. That is a guard in about the lower third of the guard zone. I would call that like a three guard. The numbers go up as you go through the field of play through the house. So in this case, the guard zone starts at, or the zones, the 10 zones start at one, just over the hog line, and conclude at 10 with the back line, kind of behind where Misty is standing right now. So curling fun facts. You can impress your friends if they are easily impressed. So that draw is still there, and so I think they're going to look to draw to the. I think they want to draw to the top four if they can. To be shot stone buried would be the ideal outcome. As Clyde's first shot of the end is underway. So it's through the port, and it's going to make contact on the red in the back, and it's going to chip the red back, and it is yellow sitting shots. However, Maiden Groh does have a path to that shot stone. So they're going to follow a similar line to what Nooris just threw. And again, thank you to San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club and Tony for this excellent video camera setup, streaming video setup. We started broadcasting our curling games or playdowns about 3 years ago, and it's been a great experience so far. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. So this looks like the line's pretty good. It might be a little on the wide side. Actually, it looks really great. It's going to settle in above that yellow stone for a shot, and it looks pretty locked in. However, there's some space for Norris to draw to just for a single point. So lots of rocks in play, but there is a sizable port to draw through. We've seen both teams go through it. Let's see if Clyde Norris can do so one more time here in the third end. This looks, I said it looks wide. That's 12-9. It's a little heavy though. It needs to sit down. It's going to clip the red, and the shooter's going to roll deep to the back eight. So it's going to be a steal of one by Team Groh to take a 4-2 lead into the fourth end of a potential eight ends of regulation. So we'll see what happens next when you guys tune in just a moment. When we return to the 2024 MoPac Mixed Playdowns brought to you by doubletakeout.com. While sheet two is going to start their fourth end, let's shift our attention to sheet four to see the game between Pomeroy and Mewers of OC Curling. Pomeroy is red rots and Ewers is yellow. So you can see here with the situation, it looks to be the last rock of the end, and Pomeroy has a chance for two, I believe. Looking around the rings, a yellowish shot, but then there's a lot of rocks around the 12-foot circle. You can see that there's a very obvious red Pomeroy stone in the thick of the 12-foot ring to the left side. And then if you look around the rings, there's a red on the 12th edge of the 12-foot up top and a yellow down below. And so it might take a measure to see if those will determine the scoring. But we'll have to see how Ken's shot goes. Looking for a soft takeout weight, wants to be able to curl to hit that yellow shot stone pretty thickly so it doesn't jam on that red in the back there. And this is a Ken Pomeroy from Oval Curling of Utah with his last. So trying to push it or trying to hold the line, I believe. Now they need to push it over. This is pretty close. It's going to hit it, and now the vice for Pomeroy is going to sweep it back just far enough for a single point, but uh, way to salvage the ender by Ken Pomeroy and his rink out of, again, Utah and Texas, which are next to each other in the alphabets, T and U, as opposed to U.S., Virginia. So interesting game so far. Let's maybe shift back to around the rings and just see if there's another exciting end developing on sheet three. That contest is between Altus of Silicon Valley with the Blue Stones. They're up 3-2 over Team Feldman. And again, Feldman needs to win this to have a chance to advance to the playoffs. And it looks like they are very much getting underway with their fourth ends. They're posting a score, and Feldman opened up the scoring with a three spot. They're up now 5-3. Feldman over Alfred. So again, if you want to keep track of all the scores, you can check out uh, bondspieler.com for all the latest line scores. That's bondspieler.com. So turning now again to our feature sheet. This is Stephanie Trudeau's second rock at the end, looking to get around the center guard. It looks pretty close, and it does get partially buried as we look at the overhead here and also update the scoreboard. We're in the fourth end. This is the fourth of potential 8 ends of regulation. Jennifer Collins is first for Team Grow. Maiden calls off the sweepers. I think looking to draw around. This is a little heavy though. Maybe they're looking to kick that yellow over a bit. Nooris is just going to let it go. And so now Groh is sitting 1-3, but Nooris has the second shot right now. After this ends, the teams are going to take a 5-minute break, and I believe we will as well, just to refresh ourselves. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say. And we see Andrew's delivery, a nice low delivery there. Lots of weight. I think looking to make some rocks move. So let's look at the overhead view here. Wants to hit it on the outside, and it curls just a little too much and hits it right on the schnoz. So it is does remove one of the Groh rocks, and it's Groh shots, but Norris has the second and third potential points or potential counting rocks. So I called for control, take out weight, looking to kind of blast out that yellow second shot. Wanting some curl. This is going to hit it on the side, and it does thwack the yellow through the house out of play, and the shooter rolls wide and also out of play. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Definitely appreciate the viewers and the support. We definitely are providing this as a service for people who want to check out curling in our region. And if you are interested in curling in the Western states, you can definitely contact us, and we will provide information about a curling club near you. And the curling clubs don't even need to be in our region. If you're in Seattle, we'll definitely let you know about Seattle Granite. Likewise, Boise, Vegas, etc. They're Western curling clubs, and we definitely appreciate curlers from all over. So if you want more information, visit us on MoPac on the MoPac website, mopacca.org, or on Facebook by under MoPac. So that shot from Andrew gets around the center guard a little bit. This could be a setup shot because from this overhead, you can kind of see yellow has two angles of attack to tap out that red that is the shot stone in the top 4 foot. And so it looks like Megan's going to ask Dan Stephanie to draw around, although they're now changing the shot, looking to block the run back. As you can see from this head-on view, the yellow run back on the right side is pretty well covered, but the yellow run back on the left is pretty open, and so I think Stephanie wants to block that off. Maybe they could hit that yellow out if they wanted to be aggressive. on for line. And so this looks like it's going to maybe just kiss the yellow. Actually, it does. It goes through the port. Oh, and it goes sideways at the last second and wraps around the yellow stone that was on the left side from this view. And so now there's kind of a row of center stones that Clyde Norris wants to kind of start clearing out. It's also kind of looking at the angles. I think he can run red onto yellow onto red, maybe onto red. He's going to need a lot of weight there as Misty Daniels gets set. Looking for some up weights on target to really kind of open things up here in the fourth end, down two. Lots of weight. It looks pretty close, a little wide, and staying pretty straight. So it might glance off of the glances off the yellow, moves things around. It takes away that run back that we were looking at. But now that's a tricky situation, and we're already down to the second rock from the vice skips or thirds. Making yells always line, and as I think definitely trying to make sure it gets back towards the center. Goodness, I'm curious about what Norris wants to do here. I think just wants to clear the guards just based on the broom. Looking at the overhead view, um, I wonder if you would maybe want to try to attack it on the right side. Maybe try to peel the right guard, and if you are a little wide, you can maybe like start clipping some of the reds in the house, uh, if that makes sense. So Clyde calls him off. It's going to get one of the reds out of the way. Opens things a little bit. The yellow is open, so Clyde can maybe hit the yellow onto red just to reduce the Groh scoring number, which is not the same as a sleep number. Scoring numbers are totally different from sleep numbers. I think my sleep number is like 35 or something. It's crazy. Insofar as mattress thickness or firmness is a crazy thing to talk about. Okay, so we're gonna check out the shot this way. I clicked on the run button. Stephanie yells for line. We do have upgraded microphones, so you can hear the players on the ice more clearly. And that is a guard. A Pirate's favorite shots, as opposed to an angle run back. I would roll my R's, but I'm not very good at it. So, with a lot of center stones cluttering the way, Norris appears to be looking at running the yellow back onto the red. Uh, Looks like a pretty steep angle from here. Needs to hit it about like maybe an inch or two off of the center, if that makes sense. So this is a shot, a tricky skill shot, really just to try to minimize the damage. but it's really important here for Clyde Norris here in the fourth end, down two. Lots of weight, and they're trying to push it over. It's not going to get back. It's gone. So now Groh can, I think, kind of block the that path, sitting two up two, and really force Norris to make a circus shot with his last to try and salvage something. I do have to say the weather was really nice yesterday, but we had some rain earlier today. I wonder if that's affecting the ice conditions in the ice house. Which I guess fun fact, a lot of people in Canada never called the field of play an ice house. It's kind of an Americanism, which is fun. It's nice to have Americanisms. Kind of like how we've really taken to broom stacking for the post-game socialization activity, and a lot of Canadians said they've never really heard of broom stacking outside of the American context, which it's nice that we can invent things that Canadians haven't. They invented basketball. We invented broom stacking. So just looking for a guard here with his shot, and this is over curling into the guards and actually over curls the center guard. So Norris, I think the easiest shot, and I say easy in terms of like just trying to get a point, is to draw the edge of the button. Uh, it's a very narrow scoring area, but that seems to be the best shot, and also to at least maybe cut down on any potential grow points. So the broom's down. I wonder if they're looking to try that angle raise again, just based on where Misty Daniels has the broom. You see that it's right next to that yellow stone that Norris tried to reach earlier. Um, we will definitely see if the adage that if you give a curler more than one chance to make the same shot, the chances he or she makes it goes up incredibly. We will see if Norris can beat the odds here with his last. The hammer coming now in the fourth end. Looks like he floated it wide. So I guess we'll have to see if it comes back. It's pretty close, it looks like. Andrew's trying to push it and it doesn't get uh, close. It's close, but doesn't get all the way there. So it's another steal at two by Groh as they take a they start their 5 minute break. Um, I would say we will take it two, but I definitely want to see how the other games are going. So we're going to pause for just a second, check out around the reigns, and then jump into another game in progress just to see how they're doing before returning to our feature sheet game. And so once again, our event is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Doubletakeout.com is the site of what proprietor Ken Pomeroy calls the world's greatest curling ranking system throughout the curling system. Ken Pomeroy, who is, yes, that's Ken Pomeroy, uh, compiles the curling stats from the top competitions. And Eric says basketball was invented in the U.S., but it was by a Canadian. So I guess we can share responsibility for that. DoubleTakeout.com. Check out to see how your favorite team is ranked today. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Just seeing how many rots are in play on sheet four. I want to jump into that game and maybe make some understanding of how the rocks are. as they are throwing their last rock. I believe they're throwing it away, content to score a single point. And so Muirs ties up the game with a single here in the fourth. And so they're going to go to their fourth end break, but just so many rocks in play. Um, a very fascinating end. Also, the way that Team Pomeroy has been playing the game throughout this weekend has been lots of rocks in play, and to I think try to capitalize on finding good draws or perhaps steal opportunities. So we're going to check out around the rings. It looks like all the teams are on their break. So just to recap the scores, again on sheet two, our feature sheet, Groh has stolen two ends in a row, is up 6-2. On sheet three, the contest between Team Feldman with the Yellowstones, she's up at least 5-3. They haven't posted the fourth end score yet. The opponent is Altus of Silicon Valley playing with the Bluestones. And then as we saw on sheet four, Team Ewers was sitting on the button under a lot of cover, and they couldn't see a second point, so they threw the rock away to tie things at 2-all against Team Pomeroy from the Oval Curling Club of Utah and Dallas Fort Worth. So we're going to take a couple minute break. On sheet three, they posted the score. Altus tied things up on sheet three. They are tied at 5, Altus with Feldman. So we'll be back in just a moment when we return to the 2024 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, coming to you live from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. Welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the 2024 MoPac Mixed Playdowns brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Shifting back to our feature sheet where rocks are in play here at the start of the fifth end of a possible eight ends of regulation. We see that Nooris is drawn into the house, and Groh is, I think, wanting to draw on top, but ended up crashing on their own guard. And so now Nooris is sitting one that's a rock that's pretty open. So it looks like Nooris wants to kind of hit and roll on their own stone and kind of split the house a little bit and also leave a less tempting target for Groh to take on as Stephanie Trudeau gets set. So Stephanie is a relatively newer curler, but she has been able to go to several bonspiels in just over 2 years of experience, or just under 2 years. She started curling in March 22. uh, it does hit the guard. It's going to go through the house. Nope, it sticks in the house. So the guard zone rule remains firm, unbroken. Um, Stephanie Trudeau was at the 2023 Donna Perky Classic Women's Bonspiel as second, and also at the Hollywood Curling on location at Coyotes as a lead. That was last July. Kind of an event to help get some Hollywood curlers on the ice after they lost their dedicated curling facility, the Southern California Curling Center. This is Jennifer Collins's first shot, I believe, and it kisses that yellow. The red that got bumped goes through the house out of play. And again, it looks like Nooris is going to try to tap that yellow back by Andrew Ring. I didn't get to go over his background before. I read someone else's history. Andrew started curling in 2019. He's been to the Fall Fiesta at Coyotes in 2021 as lead. The 2022 Taco Spiel at SoCal Curling Center as vice. It's been to MoPac Playdowns. This rock is over curling, unfortunately. It's going to tap the center guard kind of over a little bit. So it's a little bit more protected, but definitely I think that would be a missed shot. Teams seem to be doing pretty well on time. Again, you have 30 minutes to play, eight ends, and so both teams have over 15 minutes with just a less than half of a game to go. So teams are using their time wisely, it appears. Both teams do have a single 2-minute timeout for their advantage. It's extended from the normal duration because there's a coach in the event, and to accommodate the coach time, all teams get the full 2 minutes to discuss the situation as they please. So that stone taps the Norris stone back to the button. It's still it's now pretty well covered by the guards, and so Norris looks to draw around with I pushed the wrong button. Did it again. Just to try and draw around those guards. It's pretty tight. Is it going to stay around? It's not. It's going to wreck, but they can also maybe push it up. Uh, and it basically just has that single Norris stone, just really, really well protected. And so Megan Groh has had enough of that, saying no more. I'm gonna blast open the center guard and try to open things up as Dan Stephanie delivers his first here in the fifth end. And does run the yellow guard onto the red, so gets rid of one of theirs. And oh, Megan had a bit of a tumble on the red stone in that 12 foot there. She seems to be okay. Definitely, when we advise newer curlers to avoid walking backwards, that's one of the reasons why we tell them to not walk backwards. Also, the propensity or increased chances of falling backwards and hitting your head, which I say is bad for the ice, but it's especially bad for the curler that falls. We definitely want people to be safe on the ice. And so it looks like Nooris is asking Daniels to hit those two yellows back that are in the front, kind of do a double raise. So needs probably back line to hack weight to get the stones to move enough. It looks like it's going to go around the guards and it's going to actually kind of tap the shot stone back to the back 8 foot, and the shooter itself rolls to the 8 foot as well. So now Norris is sitting two, so not a bad outcome. Looking at the head-on view, the yellow shot stone is perhaps accessible, although maybe Groh wants to maybe open it up to get access to the shot stone. Or this is going to be an interesting shot. She wants to do in-off takeout, wants to hit the inside of that rock that's next to her broom and roll towards the yellow in the back there. So let's see if Dan Stephanie has the shot in his pocket. Sweepers are going. This looks like it might over curl for what they're trying to do. It's going to nose the yellow, and the shooter's going to stick around for a second shot. I wonder if Norris would want to take that on, kind of do the same thing that Groh did, but try to roll under center. It looks like he wants to maybe try to tap those yellows again. Not necessarily a bad strategy. As Missy Daniels gets set, I think looking for a little tighter this time. The weight wasn't too bad, especially since she needs to move two rocks. Now Trudeau jumps on it. It's gonna curl up into the pile, not just on the outside edge. Interesting. So that shot was lighter this time, and it was still a little wide. It wouldn't have not got, it would not have gotten back if she threw more weights. So now it looks like Stephanie's put the broom down for his skip to just draw, I think, to the top 4 foot to outcount the Norris stone, but or maybe a guard. I think the guard would probably be the better call here. Maybe well, that's tough because Norris has been trying to get a second shot in there, hasn't been working. So it crashes on the yellow guard and rolls to the wing. So now the door might be opening for Clyde Norris and his rink, which is what we call curling teams in the sport. They're called rinks. And so he's going to try the draw. He is sitting shot right now, so I think he wants to be careful not to give that up, and also set up a possible multiple point end. So I think I think he would like to be maybe biting the not biting the 8 foot, biting the 4 foot ring, kind of underneath where it says this is Olone land. A guard is okay. So lights the miss. I don't think he wants to be heavy in this case. So this is over curling into the pile, but this could be something interesting. So a miss. And especially it's a situation where Norris, I think, really needed another stone in the house or guarding the shot stone because looking at this overhead view, I can count four red Grow stones to one Norris stone in the house. And so if Grow gets rid of that Norris stone, she would be seeing 4 or 5. And so this is a dangerous situation for Team Norris. So I think looking for a takeout, this is going to be Maiden Grow's last here without the hammer in the fifth. Looks like a gentle wait if it is a takeout. And it looks like it's going to be on the money. It's going to hit and it's going to roll. It rolls a little undercover. So my goodness, it does. The Yellowstone does stick around. So all is not lost for Team Norris, although he is facing four red Grow counters here in this fifth end and looking to get on the board again after scoring two early in this game. Yeah, you can see that pile of yellows in the front of the house, and that's kind of like a rock graveyard of missed opportunities, to use colorful metaphors. So looking to draw, basically kind of do a similar shot to what Groh just threw as looks like Andrew is brushing off Clyde's slider foot. So So they were talking it over, and it looks like I think Daniels put the broom down to give more eyes. Let's definitely keep an eye on Norris's delivery here. Looks like he was a little inside with his release. And this also looks to be a little up weight and needs to sit down. And it's not going to. It's going to sail through the house. Unlucky, unfortunately. And that will be a steal of four by Grow to take a 10-2 lead into the sixth end. Uh, they're shaking hands. I think they thought about it for a minute, and discretion being the better part of valor means that Grow will take a 10-2 win over Team Norris. We ran out of space on the scoreboard apparently. So unfortunately, Eric, in the chat, we did not have a chance to discuss Jared Kiesling's IMDb page. So hopefully it's family appropriate. We'll have to check it out another time. So as they wrap up this, I know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we have a guest coming in. We do bonus coverage, so you're just in time to check out the second half of some of these games. A mystery guest. So the red button is turns the sound on and off. So before we jump into the other games, let's take a look at the standings um, and just see where we are right now. Three of these games, including the game that our mystery guest is going to be very interested in, will be up. Pay no attention to the very stylish white car in the background. I have no idea who it belongs to. So the game we just saw was Groh. And so this is the game. If you want to join in the conversation now, uh, this is.
Good evening, guys.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself loud and
Awesome.
clear.
So this is Garnet Howells of the titular Team Howells. And so this is Pool B. So we just saw Team Grow win, and so they are now at 2-2. And the Norris drops to unfortunately 0-4. So in this situation, it looks like I have this is kind of unfortunate news or unlucky news. Is that correct?
It's the way it was going to be. Yes. Hi everybody. Garnet Halls here. Good evening, Ryan.
Hello.
Thank you again for doing the coverage for MoPac. You're a superstar.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So we finished 2-2. We won our game against Grow this morning. Having lost to Fred quite dramatically.
Mm.
Didn't play well against him. But long story short, Sean Murray's been playing really well this weekend. Finishes undefeated, 4-0. Megan Groh from Wine Country, she finishes 2-2. We finished 2-2. Fred Maxey and his team, he's playing short-handed with just 3 players this weekend.
Mhm.
He also finished 2-2. Uh, Megan beat Fred. Fred beat us, and we beat Megan's team.
And so that
So
means, yeah, it goes to the draw shot then.
it was a three-way tie. And this weekend, the shot challenge. So you throw 2 stones, one clockwise, one counterclockwise, just at the end of practice. There's a measure from the button. It's all added up, averaged. The worst DSC eliminated, and then the average score then determines your final ranking. And alas, I think Fred certainly beat us by I think it was an average of 8.1 centimeters.
Oh wow,
So,
that's just under 3 inches.
yeah, we were, we were yeah, outdone by Fred. That said, I don't know how Megan's draw shot challenge went. Do you happen to know how that went?
I don't
So
know.
maybe we should just go and find that out, and we
Yeah,
can come back on air and find out who who progresses to the playoffs,
yeah.
along with Sean and his team.
So yeah, definitely Murray is, and then we'll definitely check on that. To recap the other pools super quickly, and then we'll jump in on another game for bonus coverage. So it looks like Sydney's in Pool A is top of pool right now, but Pomeroy has a chance to match Sidians, and so to be the two teams in Pool A to advance. Sidians is definitely going, and now it's kind of debatable, or we need to see what happens to the Pomeroy game to see who is going to advance, because Pomeroy could punch his own ticket. He controls his own fate. If he wins, he's in. If he loses, he's dropped into that three-way tie, kind of like what we saw in Pool
Oh
B.
wow,
And then it's going to be the draw shot that's going to probably determine who advances.
that's exciting.
And then a sheet or Pool C, it's 4 teams. We had an uneven number of teams this time, unfortunately. So we have McDonald,
Look,
Leclerc, and Feldman. McDonald and Leclerc are currently top of the heap, but Feldman, if they win today, they are going into that three-way tie
yeah,
in Pool C. And so
no, it's a bit of a shame that there were only 4 teams in Pool C.
mhm.
Dave Betts, unfortunately, was unable to field a team, had to pull out. Otherwise, it would have been 3 teams or 3 pools of four,
Yeah, or five.
of four, three. Yeah, yeah. It would be 3 pools of 5, and then would have been a bit more even. That would have made life a little bit more interesting this weekend. Some teams would have had a guaranteed. All teams would have had a guaranteed 4 games. So we'll give Dave some abuse. He's just showed up this evening. Maybe we can get him on online and he can defend himself, Ryan. I don't know. Yeah, we'll
It can
see.
be tricky to get make sure everyone can be in the same place at the same time. I know, unfortunately, we talked about Team Maxi and their lead was unable to make it this weekend. So definitely hope all is well. We don't
Yeah,
know
there's some
exactly why she's out, which but
some illnesses and ailments and rules that need to be followed.
mm,
This just one of those things.
better safe than sorry all around.
Indeed,
Definitely don't want
indeed,
to get into too many too deeply into what can be a
indeed.
personal situation. So.
Why don't we jump over to Muirs and Pomeroy? Can we do that,
Yeah, of
Ryan?
course we
Let's see
can.
what's
We
going on.
have the technology. We can rebuild him, which refers to a TV show that I'm sure like very few people know. So we're going to jump over to sheet 4.
Looks like Derek's online. Hi, Derek and Trevor. Thanks for the words of support via Facebook. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So looking on sheet 4, we're going to probably bounce between this game and the Feldman game because again, as we were talking, like the outcome of who advances to the playoffs depends on both of these games. All three of these games were pivotal. English is my first language, by the way, to figure out who advances to the playoffs. So doing a game reset here, Pomeroy of Oval and Dallas Fort Worth is playing with the Red Rocks. Sitting shot right now, but it looks like Muirs of OC Curling was going to try and hit that red and flashes it.
Oh, that hurts. That
And so
just missed that
now
one.
I think looks like we're to third rocks as we see David Hurst at the bottom of the screen here. Um, I
I have to say, Brian, this is great technology. I like the cameras that San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club have put in here.
indeed.
Helps with the transmission. Here he is sliding out.
Well, and it's also
Looks
great because you can have this type of one shot where you can see everything, and then you can also switch between cameras to provide a more professional feeling broadcast. Add the commentators as needed and
Ken's
stuff.
calling a sweep. He's looking like he's trying to hit that yellow and roll in.
And it looks really close.
Gets a piece, rolls over, but leaves that red open. So
I think the
um,
double is there.
it does look like it. I think how many shots are there? How
So
many
this
stones
is
are left?
the first for the Muirs skip. Actually, Muirs throws third for her rink.
She does. That's a little unusual, but makes sense, I guess, if based on the way that she plays. Who else we have on the online? Ryan, let's just take. I think I saw
So Derek Swanson,
Eric
Eric,
Kowal.
yeah, and Brydog 41, everyone's favorite.
Right,
I mean,
Rye Dog
when you
21.
when you include the word dog in your name, you do have to indicate,
Oh, we just had Eric Hazard in the house looking for a beer. They're on the table, Eric. Help yourself. See Eric Quallon. Um, Eric, I don't know if people know, Eric has a little side business
Oh yeah.
called Kowaluska. Him and his partner making amazing airline inspired, aircraft inspired, high end engineered glasses,
Oh yeah.
aluminium cups, beer or wine glasses.
Yeah.
So check it out. As
So
Kowaluska.com, I think is yeah.
so
So
he's
please check
making
it out.
vessels out of vessels.
Vessels out of vessels. They're amazing. I bought a couple. You can get them engraved. The bottle openers are an amazing work of art. I'm pleased that Eric was able to get that business off the ground. So well done, Eric, and your partner. I forget his name, so apologies for that. Maybe you could put it in the chat for us.
So Heather Cook for Pomeroy basically draws in. Unfortunately, I think it's a little deeper than they would have liked. Just kind of in that danger zone where Muirs can take on the double.
I think she can. I think she just needs to hit that high one first, pop the red at the back, but there'll still be an open shot for Ken and his team to work with, I think.
And Muirs currently has a 1 point lead, 3-2. Pomeroy has the hammer this end. And this has just been a back and forth affair, like a lot of Pomeroy's teams this weekend.
It's a very tight game. Only giving up a single in each end for the first 5 ends. That's quite unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, David is sweeping that. They
So
just got the single.
just
And
noses. And so now I think Pomeroy's just going to nose back. Maybe maybe you can roll to a corner freeze if
it's
you
interesting.
really.
He's got two options here. He can hit the yellow, maybe get the double roll to the outside, leave things completely open.
That's a good point.
The other option he's got is to hit the yellow and bump the red across and have that hidden behind the red, but then I think it would leave a double open as well. He's coming in now,
So he
coming in
needs to
pretty
get
hot. It's
there.
a little wide. Looks like he might just have got the double over the top. Oh, not quite enough angle there to get that yellow at the back.
Moves things around and also creates a possible backstop for viewers to not intentionally run into it. There's a jam hazard, I guess I would call it.
Well, I think Alex, as long as he plays this with a little down weight, a little nice soft control, can get over the top. Hopefully roll in just behind that red tight guard. Sit pretty. It's still a highly technical shot. And get this roll perfect. The ice has been playing really quick this weekend. Um, let's see what he does here though. He's coming in. They're sweeping it lightly. Looks like they like it. It just passes the. Oh, they played that with a lot of weight though.
Oh yeah.
A lot of weight.
Which I mean, if you're on target, it works. But
It's
if you,
great, but it now leaves the yellow open. So the shot might have been better executed with just a slightly lower down weight and then sat behind that red, but still
yeah.
looking good.
So I think Pomeroy's going to try to do a very similar shot, but then hoping for that roll undercover.
I think he's going to look to roll underneath that red guard. Anyway, Ryan, help yourself to a beer here. We've got. I don't know if is that allowed. Are we allowed to say anything on air about?
I mean, you're my guest. I'm on air, so I definitely will save it to savor later. But I definitely appreciate it. Curling is a very social institution, so raising the glass, whether it be a libation or other non-alcoholic beverages, great fun.
Well, cheers to all those curlers out there that enjoy that for sure.
So looking for hit and roll here. This is Ken Pomeroy, the skip, with his first here with the hammer here in the 6th.
I've noticed. See, they're trying to curl that a little, trying to get it. It's going to jam on the back yellow, but it's just squeezing out. Who's going to push it the furthest? Looks like yellow's just counting one.
Yep. Opens things up. So, I mean, regardless of what happens, Pomeroy is in a good position to score another single. So, definitely playing to the trend of this game.
Ken's been playing really well this weekend. I wonder if it's his new shoes that are helping it there. I don't know if you noticed, Ryan, but it does look like he has a pair of very spectacularly colored red and yellow Nike shoes. Do you happen to know if they were made by Craig's Curling?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about it, but there are definitely several companies that do custom curling shoes, and definitely if you're going to splash out for shoes like that, you probably want to splash out a little bit more for a good customization.
Well, they're not cheap. I mean, converting shoes is not a cheap way to get a good pair of curling shoes, but I convert mine, find them a lot more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that said, if you can get a pair of off-the-shelf shoes that fit yours, fit your feet nicely, then that's a good option as well. Usually a little bit cheaper. Having said that, I think some of the top Asham shoes, once you get some sort of fast sliders on, they can get up there at $400 or $500 for the full outfit.
Well, but the quality is pretty nice. I mean, a lot of pretty good quality leather in a lot of cases.
And I'm talking about the absolute top end.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some the entry level shoes you can get for usually for 120 or just over $100. Um, Funnily enough, we were in Cincinnati a few weeks ago. Lovely club, little three sheet club. Only opened a few years ago. Really nice. Liza Barris and I played a mixed doubles event there,
Hmm.
and we just happened to notice that 20, I guess, well, actually, 46 of the 48 people there
Need a
had
nose hit.
had custom made shoes.
Oh
So
wow.
only two out of the 48 competition had off the shelf, Gold Line or Asham or Balance Plus shoes. So that probably tells you something. Oh,
Fascinating.
Eric, it's a pleasure for the name drop. No problem at all. Yeah, and cheers to you as well.
So the outcome of that end was another single as Ken basically clips the shot yellow out of the way and then just rolls to the wing for the single point. Let's check in on sheet C as I turn off the scoreboard. I'll put the timer up though because the timer
This
is
is very
obscured.
fancy, Ryan. I'm very impressed. Need a PhD in digital operations to be able to figure this out, it looks
That's
like.
crazy. I mean, just to go from I don't know when you were in grade school, the basic, like the line 10, go to line 20, and then
I used to get a lot of syntax errors. I remember the ZX Spectrum. Or
Oh
maybe I
yeah.
think we actually had an Oric. I don't
Okay.
know if they ever made it to the
I
States.
don't think so. Like
No.
the Spectrum, and I know the BBC Micro was really big
Yeah.
in the 80s.
And we had my friend had a Commodore 64,
Oh
which
yeah.
had the game Elite,
Oh,
which
okay.
we wasted many a fine hour on. So what's going over here? Looks like
So,
Katie Feldman playing young Altus,
yep,
Aussie Altus,
we're in the
who has
seventh end here.
possibly the lowest slide
Oh
in the
man.
world.
I was watching him practice, and like you could basically he goes almost as down low as like a loaf of bread almost. You could basically have
He does. He slides. I think he probably slide under a 12-inch bar. He gets so low on the ice. I
he's
do hope he's got flexible joints.
the resident
Otherwise,
limbo expert too.
he'll be suffering like the rest of us middle-aged folk a little later in his life.
So this is the seventh end. Let's stick with this for a little bit just to see how it develops. And the limber young lad who can go super low is holding the broom right now for Altus. Is he the skip?
He's skipping, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think he must be in his early 20s now. We played against him a couple of years ago
Okay.
when he was still a junior. Very very talented young lad, and obviously he's now taking his hand to skipping. So not doing too badly in this game.
So there was
Looks like they're just
a
three shots down.
yeah. There's a Canadian curler from the 70s who was a junior curler. I don't remember his name off the top of his head, but he had really long hair and was kind of regarded as kind of like a wild man.
Um, Ryan's being somewhat facetious, of course. That was Fred. Uh, Used to wear a headband, cause all sorts of trouble. I think there was a Briar incident one year. Um, we won't talk about that though.
It
Just
was
like,
someone
just like,
else, but yeah, definitely human. The person I'm thinking of, he ordered a pizza and had it delivered to him on the ice during the competition and stuff.
that's impressive. That sounds like something Fred would do, but maybe it wasn't him.
Well, especially back before there were cell phones. I mean, today you can just like pull out the phone and say, "Hey, DoorDash me a pizza" and stuff. And like he had to have someone call, Domino's or Pizza up in Canada and have them drop it off at the rink and stuff.
That's impressive. Here we go.
So Feldman's playing Yellow Rocks, and it looks like Feldman's doing a pretty decent job of controlling the front of the house here on the right side, La
Looks
Liga
like
Latina.
Altus. Maybe we're gonna get a little roll in here. Just go and sweep that a little bit.
Pretty
Oh,
good. It's
slow.
kind of tricky. I don't know when you skip, kind of like you want the rock to roll, and then like how often does the rock actually roll for you guys?
Well, if it's hit where you want it to hit, then usually it rolls the amount that you want it to roll. But a hit and roll is it's a tough shot.
hmm
And usually, if you've got a shot of a or choice of a draw or head and roll, you take the draw because it's a
Oh, there's a
higher
flash there.
percentage shot. Just missed that there, just hanging out there. We found that the other night. I hung it a little bit out on the boards, but looks as that was maybe just a little bit off.
Mm. Well,
Um,
also when you throw up weight, we're talking about earlier when Alex for Team Ewers threw the up weight. Sometimes if you throw up weight and you make your shot, that's great. But if you miss, then
oh, calling timeout here.
that's Altus.
Yeah, they've got just a couple of rocks left. They have hammer. I think they one, two, three, four. They have four rocks. I think I'm tempted to put another one in the house here. You could probably draw around.
Yeah.
Just tap that blue maybe back or freeze. Do a corner freeze on the inside. Just get another shot in there. They need to at least make two, possibly a three if they can,
Hmm.
to tie things up.
And then they would be tied with the other team, Feldman, with a hammer coming home. But
Yeah.
steal opportunities have been abounding in this event and stuff.
Well, since they introduced the five rock rule,
And the no-tick rule.
no take rule as
Yeah.
well, it's been very helpful for teams that are chasing to try and steal one or two in the late ends, and we've seen a little bit of that this weekend. It's made things more exciting.
We have a bit of a gust uh, by the loading dock door here in our station, so sometimes I don't think you can hear it, but we're definitely getting a couple of gusts pushing the paper a little bit. So decisions made. It looks like they're going to do the draw. I think. Do you think they want to tap or like do they
I mean,
maybe?
I'd probably put another one in here. I mean, they could guard, but then I think Katie would then probably try and hold them to one,
Hmm.
and then she's 8-6 up, two up with hammer going down the last, which is a pretty strong position.
Yes. Although we've seen situations like on our broadcast last night where,
Looks like this is overcurling. Looks
oh,
like they're tapping up the yellow. Oh, that's hurt. That's hurt.
oh, that
I
leaves
think they struggle to get
Alta
multiples
City
now.
one, yeah, but reduces the scoring area. That yellow is covered now by the rock that was just thrown.
It's Yeah, it's the yellow's in there, but the blue's open now, and that's problematic for Aussie. I think Katie's vice, whose name is escaping me right now.
That would be have so many papers this
So
weekend.
many papers.
Uh,
This is disgrace.
read out of here.
I've met him several times before.
So the vice for Feldman is going to be Cameron
Oh,
Spangler.
Cameron, of
Yeah, we
course.
saw
Cameron
them.
played at Arena Nationals this year. They got to semifinals, didn't
Hmm.
quite make it through, but they won. I think they undefeated in their full play. Oh, there we go. Nice, yeah,
Yeah,
straight nose hit. And now I think Aussie and team are going to struggle to get multiples in this end now.
yeah.
There's a run back on the blue, but that's tough. That's what he's aiming for now. Yep.
At the
There
very
you go.
least, to start to open things up to try to get a couple more blues in that house.
Indeed. I mean, oh,
Oh, that's a bit of a wobble there, a
little
little
squint
fishtail.
slide there, a little fish tail. How's it looking? Can't see. They're sweeping it hard. Sweeping it hard. Is it overcurled? Oh, looks good. Looks
Yeah,
good. Oh,
wow.
nice shot. Nice shot. That's a good recovery there.
Oh, wow.
Left
Yeah,
that
that
yellow open, but Katie's going to guard that one right away. No hesitation.
all right, let's see here. So Alex has joined the chat, and let's go Silicon Valley.
Hey, Eric Putnam. Nice to see you in Whole Foods in South Lake Tahoe. That was a pleasant surprise. Sorry you're not playing this weekend. Would have been good to see you here.
So we have Cameron throwing now, and as you said, probably a guard. Let's keep an eye on sheet four. Looks like they are getting close to skip stones. There's one. Pomeroy red city shot in the back four, and then there's one yellow Ewers in the back eight. So we'll get back to that game in just a moment. Staying with this game between Feldman and Altus. Altus does hail from Silicon Valley, and Feldman is from wine country. So this is a NorCal uh, hootenanny.
What happened there? It looks like they tapped top of the blue.
Looks like,
And
yeah,
this is turn of events. If they can pop this yellow out, they could be sitting three.
wow.
Looks like it's a little wide. Oh no, coming in hard now. Coming in hard. Coming in hard. Really got to sweep that. Oh yes, lovely shot. And sat three blue top house. This is looking interesting, but there is an open blue,
There's an out for Feldman.
and she could just hit this on the inside, roll under. We'll leave Aussie and team with a tough shot to recover.
Based on where Cameron has the broom, I think you can maybe go more into this, but some people are saying the Ross can sometimes stay straighter than they were expecting in some places, and then sometimes it really goes on them in terms of curling. Was that your experience this weekend?
No, I think the ice on the whole here in San Francisco has been fantastic. Um, very clean, consistent curl. It changed a little bit, but on the temperature based on the number of people that were in the
Hmm.
house or in the ice house. Um, but on the whole, fantastic. Yeah, great job by Jim and the rest of the team here. Amazing job. Keeping five sheets of ice is a tough job.
Oh yeah.
Well, it looks like this is over
Oh
curling.
no.
Oh, it just flashes by the inside, just over curled there. Surprising
Wow.
because that looked like it was like more control up weight. But maybe just you got a lot of curl on all of these sheets, even with those upweight shots, which keeps life interesting.
Well, also when you throw to the wing, it seems like it's really easy to really go. I mean, it's really hard, I think, to stay on broom on target the further out towards the side of the sheet that you go.
I think that's generally true for people that are particularly people that are starting out curling,
Hmm.
like holding that straight line out. You really need to get that rock out in front of you. Look, watch Aussie's got like a really classically great slide here.
Just so low.
Um, Looks like he's popping another one in.
And
Um,
so Altus has the hammer here.
oh, he's
This
coming
is a
around the other
chance.
side. That's
Yep.
interesting. Maybe try and put one on the forefoot.
Or maybe just guard that path.
Yep.
It's coming up a little light, and this
Oh,
over curl. Oh,
just
it
clip
kisses.
that guard. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. If he'd made that, that would have made life a little harder for Katie. But Katie has a second shot, second bite of the cherry.
More eyes.
Um,
Although looking to maybe try inside out.
they thought about that for a second. They're talking about it. I think usually the out to in hit is a little more controllable.
Hmm.
Um, you know, uh, I mean, and in part the way that the shooter hits and spins off the rock that's being hit. But yeah, she opted for that. Clearly thinks she can make it. So here she is down in the house, coming out.
This is Katie Feldman's last here in the seventh without the hammer.
Has one of Reed Carruthers Pro Glide sliders there. Very solid.
Top of the line with a
Looks
top
like
of
they're
the line
sweeping
prize.
hard. Oh, and it looks like that is over curling as well. Just
Is it going
clips
to
a
stick
bit out.
around? Oh no.
Oh, and now Aussie has a draw for four,
My goodness.
which would take it to 9-8. Would be sorry. I beg your pardon. 7-6.
It would be nine to.
No, 9-8. 9-8. You're right. Sorry. Thank
Oh
you,
no,
Ryan.
9-8. Yeah,
Yeah, 9-8
yeah.
going into the last. So let's see if he can make this pressure draw.
It's not
Just
the end
needs
of the
to
world for Feldman, but man, this is a total game changer
just
for.
needs to touch paint here.
So we'll watch this and pop back over to the Pomeroy Mewers game. I was going to say that's the closest game on the ice, but this suddenly turned into a battle.
I still can't get out how low he goes. So impressive.
If I went that low, I wouldn't be able to get up again.
I mean, I started curling some close to close to 40 years ago, and I could get low, but not that low. Oh,
That
that's look at this, nice, easy draw. Yeah, straight, almost touches button, and 4 points to Altus.
goodness. All right, let's shift back to sheet 4, where they're almost they're skip stones. It looks like down to 1 stone each. Just looking at the top there, we see high fives from Team Feldman. I think just trying to keep spirits up. That's attitude and kind of like where you are mentally is so important to this game.
It's everything, positivity on the ice. It makes a lot makes a lot for a team to like g people up.
Hmm.
It's You definitely don't want any negativity. You know, people shouting to get brooms down on the ice and things like that. And there are a few people on the field that do that. Um, Not really a fan of that.
Hmm.
I'm more a fan of positivity, geeing people up, saying don't worry about it. We talk about goldfish memory. Seema, my teammate, always reminds me just 3 second memory if you make a miss.
Hmm. So Pomeroy's called a timeout here. They are kind of chasing with the hammer here in the seventh ends. Uh, Pomeroy was sitting shot earlier in the end, but it looks like Mewers is able to pluck out that Pomeroy stone, and now Mewers is sitting 2 in the back 8 and in the back 12. And so I think Pomeroy, he should have 2. No, he doesn't have the hammer in this end.
No,
Yeah,
Muirs' hammer. Ken took one in the sixth.
that's
Really
right.
tight game,
Yeah.
3-all. This is quite unusual. I mean, it's almost like watching Kevin Cooey versus Brendan Botcher.
Yeah.
Keeping it clean, singles, giving up singles, no deuces.
Well, and just also,
Um,
they're doing a lot of junk play. They're really throwing the rocks in and forcing the other team to respond. And the other team has responded in kind. On all 3 of the games I've seen Pomeroy play. Um, so I think they're looking to hit and roll.
Ken's not sure about this one.
Oh, it's going to clip
Just
the
hit the guard.
guard. So this
Oh,
is a
this
bit,
is this is a bit of a turnaround.
yeah.
Queen's gonna have an easy draw here for 3. Um, Bit of a turnaround in the game. Right at a crucial point.
Yeah.
So, as you talked about earlier, Ryan, I think this could be going down to draw, shot, challenge.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I think I was right in saying that if Ken lost this, he'd be 2-2.
Hmm.
Yeah, so need to go and check on that. Maybe we'll get somebody to go and check on it for us. Uh, Maybe somebody in the chat as connection with the rest of the people in the ice
Oh,
house,
sorry.
so they can find out for us, find out what the status is for on DSC, so we can add some color to it.
So this is Alex Eaton Salners, just a draw to touch paint for 3. And again, uh, it's also kind of crazy. Like games, are sometimes they're really close until they're not in some of these games.
It can turn around quickly. He's got some back in here,
It's a little up
and
weight.
yeah, easy. Just gonna finish back the line.
Yep. That's,
Can't get that one out, and an easy 3. Oh my goodness, that's a big turnaround. 6-3. Ken had a shot for a double. He went for it, and he paid the price and just clipping that guard.
oh man,
Risk reward.
indeed. And being down 3 is not the end of the world. With one end to go. I mean, it's not the best odds, but especially as you mentioned, we have the free guard zone and the no tick rule to really try to generate some offense.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the other night we were 4 up going into the last with hammer. Oh, so without hammer, I beg your pardon. And we kept it interesting.
Looking now at the this total back and forth game. I mean, we had a sheet that we just were looking at where they were trading singles. In this sheet, they were trading multiple point scores up until a steal of one in the sixth end. Uh, and it's a team Altus of Silicon Valley that's currently up 9-8. But Team Feldman has the hammer coming home down one. In the house, there are two Altus Stones in the house counting, and
And
so
Katie's very experienced curler. That's a great hit and roll there.
it's shot.
That looked like Katie's second, which is Leanne Shearing. I don't think I may have met her before, but that
Yeah.
was a great shot. Like we were talking about earlier, a hit and roll is a very technically difficult shot. She hit and rolled about 12, 18 inches across, fully buried behind these two guards at the front.
When you make it, it looks great and it feels great too. So this is
I don't think I could even take that sitting position on the ice. That's almost impossible, isn't it?
the setting for Altus. That would be that's Zevi.
Heavy, looks like coming in, trying to run this blue back.
Oh
Oh, what
man.
a shot!
Oh, but it
That is
jams in the
great.
back.
It's jammed at the back, but it's not counting shot. Aussie's counting one. Katie's going to run back the yellow, it looks like. She's thinking about it, though. And, yep, gone back to the initial instinct.
I think
Trying
opening things up it
either
suits
open,
her,
yep, open things up, run, or either way it will work out well.
and that's Leanne's second, her last of the game of regulation. We've seen some games go to extra ends. It's been pretty exciting.
Open up things nicely there. I think
It does have.
Aussie's talking about like just tapping things back a little bit here, making things difficult, counting. I think maybe two if she taps things back, although can't quite tell from the lines here. That rainbow arch at the top of the house makes it a little tricky to see.
It looks like the top of the purple line is the line of the 8 foot.
Top of the purple. Oh yeah, which means that if he taps back, he'll only be counting one.
Yeah.
And it looks like a little wide here, chipping that blue out into the open and deep. That's a little error there, I think.
Yep.
I mean, might have been tempted to guard up here and just protect up.
Hmm.
Katie's very experienced skip. Um, let's see what she decides to do here. I think the double is on. It's a tough double. Option is to tap yellow. Also tough.
Feldman does
And
have a
she's
decent amount
calling
of
for a
time.
timeout. Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's a wise move. Wise move. And there's a couple of different options here. Uh, well, I think there's a little slash double, which would leave Aussie with a straight guard behind those two yellows. There's a very tough double run. Not many people would take that on. Nicodine might take that on. I might take that on after a couple of beers, but not many people would take that on.
There's the draw around the guards
There's
on
a
the outside.
I like that as an option, Ryan. That's not a bad play. Uh, Katie needs two to win, one to take to the next round. There's still three. Is it three or four rocks? Four rocks.
This
Four.
is the first of the third rocks.
There's four rocks left. I'd be tempted to come down and maybe corner freeze on the inside of that blue.
Hmm.
Yeah, where Cameron's just he's obviously reading my mind. Spotted that shot. I kind of like that. Um, or opening up the front.
Lots of
They're taking a
options.
lot of time talking about it. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Still got 30 seconds to play. They're also talking about nosing it. And Ryan Cameron just talked about drawing in with
And
the outturn.
looks like they've settled on
No,
running the.
looks like they're settled on the initial play after all that.
It's chess on ice. You look for the plays, and then I guess if you decide, sometimes like you said, the first instinct might be the better shot. So
And of course, this risks jamming if it does, and then I think Aussie will just put up another guard on the center line,
mm,
and that jammed blue will be tough to reach from the outside as well. So again, risk reward. Here's Cameron now.
his first, a lot of weights
A
out of
lot of weight,
hack.
a lot of weight. So about a 9 second draw.
He's got
And
one. He's
he's
got him
got him.
both.
Oh, what a great double. That's an
Wow.
amazing shot. You're clapping from the rest of the ice room there. Everybody recognizing what a great shot that was.
And that
That,
double takeout brought to you
like I
by
said,
doubletakeout.com.
risk reward. Great shot, Cameron. That was a great shot.
That definitely is a game saver right there.
Sure is.
Let's switch back to the Pomeroy Muirs game. Pomeroy's down 3 with a hammer here in the 8th. And Pomeroy is facing an uphill climb here with 3 Muirs rocks in the house. They're accessible though, but Pomeroy needs to find places to put his rocks to score. No. It's
Looks like a nice cluster of reds over there
yeah.
to the right. Not really helping him though.
And this is Muirs first. It's her last actually. We're the last of the Vice Stones. Maybe.
No, there's a couple.
No, it was her first.
First device.
Yes, sorry.
First device.
I can count to 4.
Just putting another one in there. They sometimes say an extra stone in the house is just as good as a guard. Oh no, it's coming up short. There we go. Yeah, that's. I think what's Ken going to do here? He's going to try and get one in there, and then start working it from there.
It looks like it.
I think you got to.
He has 4 rocks to go, and 3 of the 4 need to count.
I mean, they need to get rid of those 2 top high yellows. They're the problem stones there, I think, Ryan, don't you think?
Definitely blocking that path, and then
But he's
going to chip the red in.
oh, he's got one in.
For third shot.
Counting third shot, yeah.
Opens things up.
Not terrible.
And so one of the remaining 4 stones is currently in a potential to score. So it looks like they're going to, Team Ewers is just going to junk up the middle there.
I think Queen is just going to put one top house
Yeah.
on the either top house or on the center line here. Yeah.
Both of these games are coming to exciting finishes.
Ken's got some thinking to do here.
Oops. So sheet 3 is the Feldman game, I believe. It's a pretty open house.
Have they cleared up already?
I know, that's really, really crazy.
We missed a couple of interesting shots.
And Altus is going to put another one in. Feldman needs 1 to tie, 2 to win, and it looks like we're to skip stones on this sheet. So we're gonna
came a little deep there.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay, he just needs to hit that one on nose, sit one.
Yep.
And that one will go to an extra end, and we'll get some bonus curling tonight.
Bonus curling. So Ewers' last rock there looks like it's settled in with. Did it hit and
Yeah,
roll?
no, it looks like it just over curled a little bit,
Hmm,
tucked in behind. Um, Looks like Ken's gonna maybe double and hopefully roll over behind that yellow that Queena's team just threw. Let's see what they got here. Uh,
it's
oh, they
one
got
and
the double at the
two.
back. That's a great shot. It's still set up. Still set up. Ken's still got some chances here.
Ewers is actually Pomeroy is now shot on the edge of the 8 foot.
Yeah, still chasing. Needs three in this end to tie things up. Not over yet.
It's kind of crazy how they do this on TV. I know that they kind of wait for the end to play, and then they do a video playback to say, "Oh, here's what happened on the other sheet and stuff." But we don't have that ability here, so we're just going to do our best to try and see what's going on uh, as Alex gets into the hack. I think just looking to what is
Looks
the
like it.
call
I
here?
think they're trying to block up the board here.
Okay,
Ryan. I mean, I think you almost want to put another one buried behind that red and yellow on the left there of the house. But they were calling a high house hit.
well, the other issue is that
Um,
at some point
High
Palmer
house
is going to
draw.
need to make a play on the stones in the top
Yeah,
left,
indeed. So
and
I
so they
think
took that away.
that's why I was thinking maybe you want to tuck one in behind.
Hmm.
Did KT make our hit? Do we know?
I know. Let's see here. I didn't hear any cheers from the audience. It's a pretty wide open house, as it looks like the center video is from this sheet that we're watching, so it's a little confusing. But Ozzy's throwing his stone now.
Looks like what's Alex done here?
Looks like Ozzy's throwing to the top of the rings.
Yeah, we saw that. I just don't. And KT was going to hit that presumably. Oh no,
Let's see here.
going
So
in.
let's recap this Pomeroy sheet real quick. So Alex's shot ends up to the top 12, and so now it looks
Yeah,
like Ken wants to kind of split, like
it's
run.
left an opening here.
Yeah,
Ken hits the inside of that red pretty hard. He'll roll over. His shooter will roll under those two yellows, and will be sitting three, which is just what he needs.
so shifting now to sheet 3. Yeah, this is the last rock, so we're gonna stay with this one just to see what happens. I think they're just going to draw for one and go to the extra end as Katie Fellman's shot is away.
Maybe just a little hot.
And it's really awesome to be able to look in on all these games.
Let's hope this.
Okay,
Oh,
now
yeah,
they're jumping
no,
on it.
jump on it, sweep in. They've got it.
Needs the
They've got it.
full 8 foot.
Katie,
There's some backing,
there's some backing.
so it needs to sit down.
Oh dear,
Hits the
needs to
brakes right
slow down,
there.
slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Whoa, yes, nice, Katie. Very seasoned skip there. Never in doubt. Takes it to the next round.
And so here it looks like Ken was successful somewhat, but if Alex makes one
It
of the stones
just
goes away, two,
didn't
he needs to make two of the stones go
just
away.
didn't sneak in behind there. It's left things a little bit open.
Yeah,
This is uh, this is a match-winning shot right here.
makes them both go away. It's game over. If he makes one of them go away, Pomeroy has a chance to tie. So this is another clutch shot in a game full of clutch deliveries.
I mean, a risky shot. Oh,
They're now
they're
calling a
calling timeout,
timeout.
timeout. There's another chance here. You could tap up one of your yellows
Oh, that's a
if
good
you were
point.
feeling
Yeah.
brave.
But how do you tap? I mean, the one to tap,
You play the out turn on that second yellow, the one that's in the top of the 12,
yeah.
and just tap it back into the. You just need to tap it back into the 8 foot there. Leave it buried. Pretty difficult to get a hold of them.
What about drawing around as well? I'm a lead, so all my solutions are drawing.
Yeah. In this situation, that's going to be pretty difficult. And you're playing on ice on the outside that you're not playing on for a
Yeah.
while. Um, let's go over to the commentary. See what people are saying.
So thanks. People wanted to see the Feldman game. Someone wanted the 5 sheet overhead, which I mean I understand. I mean I think keeping the focus on one game as best we can is the best approach. Because trying to keep I don't know, like especially if you're watching on your phone, it's such so tiny. But I understand what you're saying, Jeremy.
Lots of call-outs for Katie's game. Well, it looks like it's gone to an extra end, so we'll be back there very shortly. We're just going to close out on the Muir's Pomeroy game, which could also go to an extra end. In which case you get bonus curling tonight.
I know. And also since the Feldman Altus game started the extra inning sooner, I'm sure we'll probably be able to stay with theirs a little bit longer. Uh, if this Palmer and Muir's game goes in extra, it's by no means a sure thing at this point. The room's down. It looks like they're going for the same type of shot that they were thinking. Basically, just kind of crotch shots. And if they get them both out of the house, it's game over.
It is, and you need to hit them pretty hard.
Which one would you hit first, the inside or the outside?
You got to hit the inside one first, I think. Here would be my call, because you certainly don't want to jam on that back red, which could happen if you
Hmm.
hit the outside one first.
So this is the last stone.
It's coming in hot, coming in hot,
It's pretty
and he's
close.
done. Oh, but he did hit it with enough weight to get that one out the
Oh,
side,
goodness.
and that is a win for Queena, Alex, David, Kira, and team. Oh, a fantastic job.
A hard
That's
fought game.
exciting. That means Pomeroy goes to 2-2. Queena gets the first win of the weekend. She'll be delighted, and they've been playing well. There's some close games, so rebuild and come back next year.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, great showing from Hollywood and Orange County. Pleased to see the gang here, and let's move to the extra end.
So here we are
Over.
back on sheet C, the contest between Team Feldman with the Yellow Rots from wine country, taking on Team Altus from Silicon Valley. It's been a back and forth game, especially after Team Altus scored a 4 spot to take the 9-8 lead in the seventh. Feldman was able to get a single in the eighth to tie things up, and now it is Team Altus with a hammer uh, in this extra end. And so we are to the second stones, I believe, as we have a one Feldman yellow in the back four. There's an Altus blue in the back eight, back 12 zone, just kind of hanging out. So now Aussie, I didn't realize that's his official team name. So Aussie is going to clear the guards. They're calling for some peel weight here. And Altus, I thought I pulled up the bio. Oh, here's Aussie's bio.
Yeah, he's been curling for quite a few years. Like I said, still a young curler. Um, Played quite a few events. Like I said, we're just very impressed by his technique. Not many people can get that low on the ice.
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing about younger curlers is sometimes like people will say you can't make that shot, and they're trying to take it as a challenge, or they don't know that they can't make the shot, and so they attempt it and they make it, and kind of surprise us all.
Looks like they got the double peel there, cleared there. The yellow didn't catch on that back stone. Nice open house here, which is good news for us, eh?
Hmm.
Here's his hammer here in this last end. Katie really needs to get one buried now.
This is Leanne's second shot here. I think looking to put one, I would imagine, what, top eight maybe? I don't think you want to go deeper than that.
I think top eight, well, yeah, full eight maybe. That
Hmm.
that guard, that blue guard's quite high. So
Hmm.
yes, I agree. Looks like they've got it closer. No, no, it's coming a little deep, a
Yeah,
little
this
deep.
this has the weight. These rocks really hit the brakes.
Well, they do. I mean, the ice has been feeling really fast this weekend. I mean, we've had like 3.5, 4 feet of curl, about 4.1, 14 and a half second ice at
Hmm.
times this weekend. A little slower in the evening.
Hmm.
Um, that's to be expected though. And like I said, it's a great ice conditions, and congratulations again to San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club here in Oakland. Um, Come down and visit if you haven't come down before. Um, Plenty of opportunities to play, plenty of opportunities to join, and some interesting skills here.
Oh yeah. It's pretty centrally located in the Bay Area. It's just off the freeway, just about a mile or less from the Oakland airport. So if you want to fly in,
Literally 5 minutes from Oakland Airport. If you have points with Southwest, um, 45-minute hop from Burbank,
oh yeah.
about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Phoenix. Many other locations to get you here quickly.
And so is Zevi, right? Zevi cleared the guard, and so it looks like I think Cameron's going to put the guard back up. Uh, that's a one or two guard. I think he wants it to be close to the house, but not too tight, or even in the house, because you don't want to create a double opportunity.
Yeah, this looks like it's running a little deep,
Yeah.
but sometimes three rocks in the house, it's difficult to clear.
Oh yeah.
In this case, though, I think they can at least get a double here,
Yep.
sit high, um, and leave Katie with a little conundrum.
So maybe we can ask one of the teams that came in about the draw shots, because I heard them talking about it. So it looks like it gets one, gets two, the double takeouts made. Another great shot
That's a
there.
lovely shot.
Ah, so we were talking to Team Siggins, and I think they were in regardless, right? Yeah. Yeah, so they have the bye. So six teams advance to the playoffs. The top two teams have a bye to Sunday morning's semifinals, and that
It's
means
gonna
the
be
teams three through six will face off tonight at about 8:20 in the
so sounds
quarterfinals, which will be
sounds
broadcast on YouTube.
sounds like it's gonna be Sean Murray, Mike Siggins,
Yep.
that get the buys
Hmm.
into the semifinals. Um, so good Coyotes Phoenix presence here this weekend. Always solid. Um, we're coming after you though, guys. The talent is building elsewhere.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's great for MoPac. 14 teams
Yeah.
this weekend.
Almost
Originally
15.
15.
Yeah.
Originally 15.
So
Uh,
Spangley's putting up
no,
a
shan't mention Dave Betts again. Um, yeah, could have been 15. But all joking apart, the highest number of entries ever in MoPac mix event, highest number across the US.
no.
Likely means, although not confirmed, that two teams from MoPac, once this is all concluded, will go to nationals, and then with an opportunity to go and represent the US at Worlds at
Yes,
mixed.
this is a path that does go to the World Championship. We see this is Jacqueline's shot. Oh no, it's Jennifer Ace's shots. Jacqueline is the lead for
Looks like it's
Altus.
coming a little wide. Just clips the blue, clips the red.
Not an
Two
awful outcome.
two yellows just back house. Um,
Oh yeah. And so yeah, it's exciting to see the level of participation. Like even the men's and the women's field for the men's and women's club playdowns that we had earlier at Coyotes. Just to have such a large field of both men's and women's teams to take part. It's really great to see the level of talent in our region, and I enjoy showcasing it on our broadcasts.
It's a pleasure to join you, Ryan. The MoPac region really active, growing membership across the region, new clubs forming, many members joining. Like you said, the club nationals just the regional clubs just completed.
Yep,
I think Justin McBride and his team made won the men's event. If I remember correctly, is
for
that
playdowns.
for Playdowns? Is that
Yes,
correct? Yeah.
yes.
So they're going to represent MoPac at nationals,
Oh, that's right.
and then on the women's side, we'll just need to check that 1 second.
And so it looks like Feldman's putting up a guard here. It's a fairly high guard, which I think would make it harder for Altus to run back. Teams do have one timeout in the extra end. If they use their one timeout in regulation, they get an extra one. You can't bank your timeouts as much as you might want to. Um, and I don't think they've used their timeouts. So there's a bit of a port. I know it was it Walsh that won for Club Playdowns. Team McBride, and then Team Walsh from
Yeah, of course. How could I
San
forget?
Francisco.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sarah Walsh, Kimberly, Megan Armstrong, and Amy Cohen. Um, they made it through. Congratulations to them. Justin and his team, Big Nate Clark, Cameron, and Joel Calhoun, who has the lightest release in the universe. Uh, well done, and well done to those guys who are going to be representing MoPac
and Orange County.
at at nationals. Uh, Looking forward to watching that. Hopefully live. You gonna go up there and watch some of that?
I
Maybe
wish.
maybe comment. No.
It'd be a lot of fun. So this is Ozzy's first here coming down the way. I think trying to shoot through the port and I think maybe sit on top of the
Oh my God,
yellow.
that's a very precise shot. That is quite
Oh
fantastic.
my goodness.
I didn't even think that shot was on.
I thought the port was pretty narrow for what it
Yeah.
was. Uh,
Now Katie's looking hard at it. Um, that
I
make,
think they almost they can they freeze on top of it.
I don't think they can freeze on top of it. It's going to curl a lot, and
Yeah.
there's not enough gap there for a draw, I don't think. So they're going to have to come with pretty up weight.
Mm.
Looks like they're playing control up, maybe 10.5 second weight. That's hog to hog weight.
I have my stopwatch.
Well, let's time this. I think this needs to be a 10-second hit. Um, Pop that blue out the left there. Sit with the yellow underneath the guard there. You might lose that back yellow. Okay, time this then, Ryan.
So it definitely needs to be shot or it's game over.
Sweeping hard.
Just around 10. Oh, it
And
jams in the
she made it
back.
jams, but yellow's still shot. Aussie's timing out. But I think all he needs to do is pop that yellow at the back.
Yep. And he just threw that similar shot. So that was
Pressure shot for the young curler.
the weight was great
That
for
was a
Feldman's
great
shot.
shot by Katie. Made that port shot. Did you get the timing on that
About
split?
10.
Yeah,
About
that's
10,
that's
10
kind of
1
what we called it.
as they talked about the shot. The chat has come alive, especially since you joined us, Garnett. Appreciate it. A lot of it was just requesting to watch this
Of course.
extra coverage,
Nice
but
shot, Leanne. And yeah, Brendan Elson, of course,
yeah.
calling out Coyotes.
So Feldman needs this win to stay alive. and advance, I believe, to the playoffs. If uh, if Altus wins, Feldman would be out, and I think McDonald and is it Maxi who would not Maxi? It would be a Leclerc, I believe, that would advance in that C pool.
Bob, always a stalwart
Yes.
campaigner in MoPac, of course. Well done, Bob.
So yeah, it'd be Leclerc and McDonald likely advancing. If Feldman wins, then it would be a three-way tie, and I think McDonald was concerned about their draw shot total.
I think Ozzy might have something to say about that.
Oh yeah,
Here he
he
is.
has to make the shot.
He's down in the house. He's usually pretty accurate with these hit weights with that low slide. He's coming down, cleaning it. Looks pretty tight.
Now the sweepers
Come
are off.
off, come off.
Oh, is it
Oh,
on the guard?
oh, just clipped the
It's
guard.
oh
Oh,
oh!
and there's a fall on the ice.
Chaplin fell.
Is she okay? I hope she's okay.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, we had a fall on the ice there.
So
Everybody's shaking
handshakes.
hands, but Katie just manages to steal one there, steal one,
Goodness.
and takes the game 10-9, high scoring finish. And it's all down to the wire. It's down to DSCs, and we'll be back. Maybe we'll post on air with what the final standings are.
I think well maybe Facebook would be good for this, just to let people know, because I don't necessarily know how long it'll take to gather that information. So, and we'll be back at 8:20 tonight for the quarterfinal action. We'll definitely see. We won't see Siggins or Murray because they're advancing to the semifinals on Sunday morning. By the way, how would you say Murray?
Murray, Sean Murray. I don't think he'd say it that way though. Yeah, the slightly irritated chickens. That was their team name this weekend, I think, or maybe that's like a common name. No, right down to the wire there. Really fantastic extra end, some extra bonus covering, or coverage, I should say. We'll be back. I might have had too many beers to join you at 8 o'clock this evening, but maybe somebody else will.
Yeah, it's always great to have
Thank,
someone join.
thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Um, a pleasure for the coverage. And here we are at doubletakeout.com. Check that out. That's Ken Pomeroy's amazing stats fest. The best stats on competitive curling in the world. Um, you heard it here first.
I couldn't have said it better. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to
If,
all weekend long.
if only Carlsberg did curling stats. I don't think they'd be better than Ken. I think Ken does a phenomenal job. All right, guys, signing out. May join you a little bit later, maybe not. If not, thanks for joining and speak soon.
Yes, and so for all of us here at MoPac, San Francisco Bay Area Curling, doubletakeout.com, this has been your host, Ryan, joined again by Garnett. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see you guys at 8:20 tonight and again Sunday morning. Until